Hello everyone, it is the editor of the Gaming Piano with another video for you today. While it is not boats, it is another thing that I enjoy, programming. So without further ado, welcome to Shinsen.io. For those that don't know what that is, it is basically cheap Chinese electronics simulator 2016. It is a puzzle game in which you take fake microprocessors that work sort of like an Arduino kit. You also have to program them with a pseudo assembly language. Scott Manley has a better explanation of the game in his playthrough. Be sure to check it out if you are interested. For this video I'll go through the first 4 projects. Now I'm not sure what happened with the recording, but the mouse is not where it should be, so just ignore that please. Let's get started. In the game we work for a company and they give us projects to work on. The first project is very simple. We just need to make some lights blink on a camera without actually connecting to anything. As you can see, the little black square is a microprocessor, and the previous scrub that didn't look at the manual could not figure out the second part. While I also didn't look at the manual, I'm an MLG Java hacker and I've also played this game before. LOL. Now for those that care, I can explain how these work. You have only one slot of memory called a register, which can store any number from -999 to 999. 0 is like low or a 0 in binary, while 100 is high or a 1 in binary. It is called the accumulator, or the ACC for short. Like a simple calculator, you can do any of the 4 basic math operations, but only on the accumulator register. The processor also needs at least one sleep command called SLP for 1 tick every cycle. Depending on the chip, you can have 4 to 6 inputs or outputs. Some are basic analog pins, the others are XBus. The difference between them is that XBus is like a river of data that has to be sent and read at the same time, and can only be read once, then it is lost, while pins have a fixed value that can be read several times. If you don't understand, it's fine. I don't know how they work exactly either. The goal is to get the processor to output the correct test values. So what it is asking for is a low signal for 4 ticks, a high for 2 ticks, a low for 1 tick, and a high for 1 tick. Then we repeat. Now let's test it and make sure I didn't take any L's in the code. Okay, so a major feature of the game is the statistics of the player solutions. It compares cost, lines of code, and power usage, so you can see how you did compared to the others playing the game. As you can see, we had the basic solution that most people get, and it is the best except for the few tryhards that you send game processors and other devices. Let's just skim this email real quick. Okay, there is nothing important. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Well, looks like someone is raging at the factory and breaking some stuff, lol. For this one, I need to take in data and double it, so this will be super easy. I just need to take in P0 and move it to the accumulator, multiplied by 2, and send that to P1. And now we have unlocked the best part of this game, the minigame. Solitaire, but it is a hard Chinese version. So let's play a game. There is no undo button, so any mistake means you basically lose the game. There are two new types of special cards added. One is the flower, the other are the block cards that must be removed. To remove the block cards, all 4 of the same set need to be exposed. Then you take them into the 3 top slots. Block cards can only be moved onto open spaces and nothing can be put on top of it. After that, the game is basically a 3-suit game of solitaire. Enjoy watching me struggle to win on the first try. Please try not to laugh at my horrible and slow skills at this. So according to Google Translate, the guy says that it is a really great game, and I agree with him. The girl after that says she deleted it from his computer so that he would get some work done. Press F to pay respects to the fallen comrade. The next project needs us to generate an electrical pulse every other tick that the button input is triggered. This requires conditional statements. In this game, the commands are test equal to TEQ, test greater than TGT, and test less than TLT. Then that result is stored in the accumulator register. Whatever data was in there before is destroyed. Then if the result is true, the lines marked with a plus will run. Otherwise, the lines marked with a minus will run. Well, my lines of code isn't the best, but my power usage and cost were good. Now our next project is like the OG McDonald toys that would light up, except this is for esports gaming, like our MLG channel. This is like the light in the first project, except I need to make 5 separate pulses now. I'll try using the basic processor, but I might need to get the bigger processor, which has a new data register called DAT, and 6 IO ports. But most importantly, for our case it can hold 16 lines of code rather than 8. I will test the first 2, then the next 2, then finally the last one, to make sure I don't mess up. Looks like I will be needing the bigger processor. Well, this is where the projects start getting much harder, and my solution is only using the basic components, so it is natural that my score is pretty trash. That is all the time we have for today. Please hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, like the video, and leave a comment if you want to see me struggle through more of this game.
advantage is yours.